Scouting for Girls playing on Manx Radio TT. Welcome if you've only just joined us. Where have you been? We've been talking to Jamie Hodson already here on Burnout, and all of those interviews are on our Manx Radio TT Facebook page. I'm now joined in the studio, two very, very smart looking guys, and I have to say one's peeling on his arms. It just shows how good the weather has been of late. Jim Hodson and Rob Hodson, welcome back to the Isle of Man. It's great to see you.
Thank you.
Rob.
Good to see you.
Nice to see you, Jim, and it's you with the peeling arms.
Yeah, thanks very much, George. It's good to be here.
We are live on our Manx Radio TT Facebook page, so if you do want to see Jim's arms, you can have a look on Manx Radio TT Facebook page, as I say. Now, I've been really looking forward to seeing you both, and this is quite a difficult interview to do, I have to say, and we haven't spoken or caught up since last year, and since then, you know, there has been an incident within the family, and Rob, I'm going to talk to you first of all. We're talking about your brother Jamie, who died in the crash at the Ulster GP last August. Just talk me through how you are.
Well, not too bad, to be honest, myself. You know, it's taken a lot of, like we just discussed, big decisions, whether we was going to race or not, but once that decision was made, the goal was to come to the TT. You know, it's something we've always done. So, I mean, Jamie did my first race with me back in 2005. So it was a question of, he did his first race with me, do we do our last together? But yeah, it's just a case of carrying on and see how we get on. You know, he'll always be with us. So yeah, let's just crack on.
At the Ulster GP, you also had an accident, didn't you, within the same event? How are you from that yourself?
I'm not too bad. You know, it takes a bit of getting over mentally and stuff, but physically I had a bad ankle with soft tissue damage and stuff, so once that was near enough there, I still get a bit of pain from it now, but not too bad. You know, I came away pretty lightly in comparison.
Jim, coming to you now, the father of Jamie Hodson, and of course Rob, who's sat here with us now. Jim, just talk me through how it's been this year for you and how you are being back here now at the Isle of Man TT.
Well, from August it was devastating for me, as you can picture. I was there with Jamie and Rob and a friend who's a mechanic for Rob and Jamie, Phil Given, and that was it. That was the team at the Ulster Grand Prix. When the accident happened, they go about the incidents real strange in Ireland. I sat on the pit wall for maybe 20 minutes, didn't know anything. Jamie and Rob never returned back to me. So I went and asked the welfare officer, which was this lady, and she said, yeah, you need to come with me straight away, you're involved with the incident. So I went into this welfare room, which is basically a brew cabin, and I had to wait in there then until the doctor came to speak to me, which was probably another 45 minutes. I felt trapped. I was like crawling the walls, really needed to know information. Like in England, we'd know straight away what was going on, so on and so forth. Then the news came through that there was 3 riders involved in the incident, and Phil went back to the truck taking some fuel and so on and so forth, which was in the pit lane, and then all of a sudden he came flying back down to me and said that Rob was back at the van. So then I came out the welfare unit, which I shouldn't have done apparently, and I ran back up to the van to see Rob, and he told me I need to go to the hospital straight away, that Jamie was quite poorly. So then the first instinct is to grab the keys for the van, but bearing in mind we're in the middle of the circuit, so I couldn't get out the circuit. So I thought, by this stage the welfare people come back to me, took me down, put me in the car, and off we went. Rob was getting attended to, and then he followed on to the hospital later. Got to the hospital, and it was horribly tough thing to do, that was in the intensive care unit, and it's the only phone call I've ever tried to avoid, that I had to phone home and let Carol know how serious Jamie was. And she works in a chemist, and I know it's a very busy chemist, and every time I ring, I can't get through, it's engaged always. And it's the only time I've rang them thinking, please be engaged, do not answer this phone. Anyway, I tried a few times, and she come to the phone, and I said to her, you know, I've got some disastrous news. I've got to go back into the intensive care unit, and it's not very well. and not looking good. So I waited till the end, and then I had to go back and fill the bike.
So difficult to talk about, and Carol isn't at the Northwest with you. She's not. Sorry, at the Ulster with
no,
you.
she was at
she's
work.
Back at home, and she's at work.
She was just working, you know. She was just going along with the job, daily job. Like, she couldn't get the time off the work because normally she comes and supports us. She always has done, and she's here with us, supporting us 110% now. But it's very, very, very tough time.
How did you decide, the two of you, to have the conversation after what you've been through to carry on and continue with your racing career? Because Jim, you've been racing for 38 years.
Yeah, well, we didn't sit down and talk about it as such, me and Rob. There was no pressure at all from any of the sponsors or anyone. They was all absolutely fantastic, and probably just as upset as we was. We just worked through it. Never even thought about the racing side of it at all. To be honest with you, we had to have to get through the funeral and all that type of thing. And to be honest with you, everything was like a blur. People was talking to me at the funeral, and it was only like maybe weeks after I thought, did they go to the funeral? Did they speak to me, or didn't they? You know, because I was so involved with what was going on and upset, really.
And we had the memorial service here at St. Ninians as well, which was an incredible turnout too. Yeah,
it was absolutely fantastic. I couldn't believe that, and it was very, very much appreciated by all of our family, to all the spectators and the people who were competing as well, who took the time to go to the church. Because I know what it's like when you're in the Isle of Man, you've got a job to do, and it's very time consuming, but they all made the effort and got there. Well, 90% of the people did.
John Caldwell as well led an incredible service with very moving words.
Yeah, that was fantastic by John. I've got to go and see him this week and thank him for that. I've never had a chance to sit and speak with him about it all and thank him for it, but it was very, very much appreciated by our team and family.
Were you overwhelmed, Rob, with the response and support that you've got out there? I mean, I just witnessed it on social media. You know, he had a massive fan club as well, and you've got a lot of support from it, haven't you?
Yeah, there's been, like you said, just going back to making the decision of carrying on racing. We obviously was involved in the accident, so we had to work through and fix the bike anyway. You know, we couldn't leave it as it was. So by the time that was repaired, I thought, well, we might as well go and have another go on it, you know, by the time it passed and what have you. So by the time I'd sort of announced it on Facebook and things like that, I had quite a lot of support and people wanting to help out, and like I said, Jamie had quite a big supporter fan base, if you like, and they sort of not transferred over to me but showed the support, and they've helped contribute to us being here, you know, with funding and things like that. So it's been really good just to help us along and you know, show the support for us being here.
Not that long ago, Jim, I saw a message on Facebook that you put out saying that you had to go and pick up the bike recently from Ireland. I mean, that must be a real difficult one for you.
Yeah, it was. I had the phone call from the police in Northern Ireland to say they was going to release the bike. That was after the bank holiday Monday, so on the Tuesday they phoned me, and by Tuesday night, back come Wednesday morning, 4 o'clock on Wednesday morning, I was on my way to Ireland to get the bike. That's what time the boat sailed. It was 4. I had to go home and tell Carol, well, straight away she wanted to be part of it and be involved and bring the bike back with us.
And again, Rob, just taking over from Jim there, because this is a really emotional subject to talk about, and you know, having to do those type of things, it must bring an awful lot up for you as well.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean, we got through things like the funeral and things like that. You know, and again, we had a lot of support through that. But with the bike still being over there, it's like it's not finished. You know, once we've got the bike back, it's like not the end of memories or anything, but the end of the accident, and you just want the bike back, everything finished, done, and we can get on with whatever we need to.
And getting on with what you need to is what we're going to talk about after the break, because we are going to change the tone slightly and talk about this year's TT and just what you've got in store for this year. So we're going to go to a break now.